Mirror magic is a defensive magic. It is going to deflect and reflect away any kind of energy that your intention setting is going to deter. Say that you don't want energy to follow you into your home from work or from a negative experience that you've had out and about. As you are approaching your home, you can look at that mirror and you can direct away the energy so it doesn't follow you in. Another way of using this kind of a magic is a natural protection, that whatever it is that you don't want to enter your home will stay away. So a mirror like this is something that you can find pretty much anywhere. So it's a crafty mirror. It's on a plastic disc. That way, if a cat, kid, or any other thing knocks it away from the window, it's not going to shatter. Okay, so the first thing that I do when I get a mirror like this is, of course, I'm going to cleanse it of any energies that had looked into, reflected, or been in the vicinity of this mirror. I'm going to cleanse that away. I'm going to soak it in full sunlight on the shadow moon, full moonlight on the full moon, and I'm also going to give it a salt bath. So the salt bath might ruin it a little bit, as you see on the corners here, but that's perfectly fine for me. It adds a little bit of awareness that I know that this mirror is clear and clean before I use it. The other thing that I'm going to do is paint the back of it blue. And this is a really old world glamour to distract, confuse energies with the blue sky. It also deflects things away. So blue is a color of home, protection, of thought and clarity, and it adds a whole bunch of different layers into the protection that you're going to be weaving into this mirror. Okay, so after we have bathed it in the full sunlight of the shadow moon, the full moonlight of a full moon, soaked it in our salt water, or whatever kind of variation that you particularly like to do when it comes to cleansing something, then we're going to want to put our magic on it. And my favorite way is using a sigil. So some people call it sigil, I've heard it different ways, tomato, tomato. I call it a sigil. And to do that, we want to create our symbol. So I always find it to be really important to create your own symbol for an item. And to create them, it's really simple. So at the top, you're going to write what it is that you want. So I'm going to write protection for the year 2025. And then in a spiral of creation, I'm going to put the ABCs, right? And at the bottom, 0 through 9. And that way, I have everything I need to write this out into a symbol. So there are like 101 different ways of making sigils, and this is one that I find is just the most simplistic. We don't need to use math. It's just straightforward. Here's what it is. So we're going to find the P. So let me see if I can do this with the camera in front of me. So we're going to find the P. So you can go straight lines or you can go curves, okay? It's whatever you feel, and you could do a combination of them. So this is meant to be your sigil, so therefore whatever you feel is right is right. So from the P, we're gonna go over to the R, up to the O, to the T, to the E, C, T again, over to your I. Where'd the O go? Up to the O, and then up to your N. Okay, so very interesting thing here. So I like to loop it over to my 2, 0, 2, 5. So there is my symbol. If you feel to add emphasis of adding dots wherever you feel the need to do it, go ahead and do that. In my opinion, when you're adding little dots, you're adding your intention into this sigil. I didn't even try it. There is a star in it. That is hilarious. Okay, so there is the sigil. So what we're going to do next is follow this sigil that you have created onto the back of our mirror. So you can either transfer it to the mirror with either moon water or essential oils or an herb oil or rainwater or any other kind of an artistic pin, or you could actually tape this to it if you wanted to. I think there is more oomph and more power to it though when we use some kind of a liquid with our index finger drawing it out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So today I am going to use an online oil seller that I absolutely love called Earth Cauldron. And this one in particular is Witches, Power and Strength. I'm going to use this one today for the sigil on the back. So I just have some on my index finger, and I am now going to repeat so it looks like nothing, right? It looks nothing like this. The point of this is it is going to dissolve and evaporate so that we technically can't see it. You can see some of my finger movements from sigils before on this mirror, which is perfectly fine. You're just adding on energy into this if you've already used it before. So now that the sigil is in place, you can choose to keep this in your book and use it for future protections for the year of 2025. I personally, you don't have to, but I personally would recommend redoing it every year, because the energy that you're in right now as you are creating this is going to be different from the energy that you are in 2026 or 2024 or whatever. You're going to want to have the energy that you are holding every year as you go into this. And if you feel that your whole year is like changing or transferring from like completely different from when you originally make this, you can go ahead and redo this. You're not set in stone that this is your only sigil for this year. You can refresh this every month. Say you do a different grid for, say, for January, for February, for March, or maybe you want to do it at each equinox or solstice, or whatever like combination it is that would fit your life perfectly. And there we go. Now I'm gonna put this in my front window, and then I have another one that I put in my back window, and it stays there all the time except for when we're recharging it. Remember to look at it, to use that eye magic when you're coming in your home to deflect anything you don't want coming in with you, and trust to know that your magic in this piece is keeping your home safe and clear of energies that are unwanted at your front and back doors. So hopefully you're having a beautiful day or night wherever you are, and happy witching.